Welcome back to PC Hoops with Coach Kim English. We are now joined by Kevin McNamara of WPRO, and oh boy, what was that?
Yeah, that was a tough one down in D.C., and it was a matter of time, I think, before Ed Cooley would get the Friars, and he got him with a right cross, right?
He did. I mean, and they played better, just simply put. And Kim showing some emotion, more so than we've seen all season long. Yeah. And rightfully so, because it's repeated errors.
You know, repeated errors, and he's talked about this all season long, right? It's like discipline. That can keep popping up, but I also thought that they didn't play nearly as hard as they need to in a road game. I thought they had a chance to build off that Villanova win, and certainly we didn't see that at all.
Well, and they didn't have Thomas Sorber either, so you would have thought, right, a guy that had 20-plus points against them in the first matchup, but you know Cooley's going to coach well, and he's going to coach his guys well, so I mean, we were just talking about
how many times do you see that, too, though, you know? Teams down a guy. I think it helps the team that loses the guy because they come together so much. It's not as if Georgetown has no bullets. You know, Micah Peavy is, I think, as good as anyone in the league. Yeah. Certainly, he's hurt Providence more than any other Big East player in their two games.
57 points. That's what we were talking about earlier. That's what Kim said in his post-game presser against Georgetown. So now we got Marquette tomorrow, and then you got UConn on Saturday.
Oof. Tough week.
Tough week. Had to capitalize on a couple of these other lighter weeks.
No question. I mean, it's all about opportunity, right? If I'm a college basketball player right now and I see I have 4 games left before I go to the Big East tournament, I'm excited to play the best teams in the country. This is why you come to Providence. Will they be long underdogs, you know, at Marquette? No question. You get UConn to come into your building on the weekend. Again, this is why you come to Providence. It's an exciting opportunity. Hopefully they can continue to get healthier. You know, over the weekend they didn't play, come together a little bit more. We saw Wesley Cardette come back against Georgetown. He was okay. They're going to need him. They're going to need everybody to be competitive in these games, and most importantly, when you get to New York.
Yeah, and then that's what you want to do. You want to play the best teams, right? Because we were just talking about it. If you're that 8-9 seed, you win, you're going to play probably St. John's.
Hey, Sam, one game at a time. Right?
You're right.
We got 4 regular season games to go. But
you're right. Sometimes I get ahead of myself.
Understood.
What do you need to see against Marquette? Obviously, a win. But what do you got to see? We want to see more intensity, right?
Hey, Marquette, with the pressure they put on, the minutes that Bensley Joseph and Jaden Pierre have had to play, tough matchup going out there to Milwaukee. But those 2 guards, hey, I think Kim English has been outspoken that those 2 guys need to play well for Providence to have a chance to win. Certainly that's going to be the case tomorrow night. Phil
Martelli Sr. on the broadcast saying guard play in that game against Georgetown was going to be the difference maker. And, of course, Micah Peavy and the Georgetown guards, they outplayed Providence's. But Bensley Joseph has done really well. I mean, you got to give Kim some credit bringing him in. He's been a great player.
Absolutely. He's been a very good pickup. Hey, when you bring in 5th-year guys, you know, they have 3 of them. Yep. One of them has turned out. You know, obviously Jabri got hurt. He was just starting to turn the corner. Cardette has been up and down with some injuries as well. But Bensley, all season long, heavy minutes. You know, it's really tough to play the position that he has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and he's been about as consistent as you can expect.
What do you think is going through Bryce Hopkins' mind at this point? Oof. I mean, that's got to be tough.
You know, I've talked to a lot of people around college basketball, both coaches and media, and Sam, the transfer portal opens in a month.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Wow, yeah, it is.
For everybody. Yeah. And, you know, I know the portal's been around a couple of years now.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is when parents get involved, AAU coaches get involved, a lot of people in your ear. Do I stay? Do I go? How much money can I get here? How much money can I get there? You know, I like where I am, but can I get more money somewhere else? That's college basketball right now. That's what these coaching staffs and the players are going through, and trying to win some important games as well. It's a totally different dynamic.
It is, and it's fair to point out, last year, your good friend John Fanta said that this is a distraction from the NCAA tournament.
Oh,
once that portal opens, right? There's so much stuff going on behind the scenes that it could kind of take, like I said, it could take away from the tournament.
Yeah, I think they moved it 1 week later. It was literally the day after Selection Sunday last year. I think it's 1 week after. So after we have our fun in Providence, when we host the NCAA tournament,
of course,
the portal will open, I believe, that Monday.
Wow, it's unbelievable. It really is. And if you're Kim English and you are in a situation here, right, where you will likely miss the NCAA tournament, unless you win the Big East tournament. What are you looking at in the portal right away?
Well, you got to assess who you have. I think keeping the guys you want, whoever they decide is a priority, retention is really important because, we've seen Providence this year try to integrate, 6, 7, 8 new players. It's really difficult. If you can have a core that carries over, does that core include Bryce Hopkins? I don't know. I don't know what his people are thinking. Maybe Kim English has some news on that. I don't know where that stands. My guess is it's to be determined. Certainly he would be the anchor for anything going forward. But to answer your question, well, they need a guard. Bensley Joseph's leaving.
Yeah.
They need a wing scorer for sure, and they need some size. So I think column A, B, and C.
Yeah, you got to do it all.
Yeah.
And it's in Kim English is in a spot right now where the transfer portal is almost a beautiful thing because there's some people to choose from, and there's a lot of guys that might be looking to play elsewhere.
It's opportunity, and all these, and it's not Providence, a team that probably won't make the NCAA tournament. It's St. John's. I saw Rick Pitino say a few weeks ago that he's not recruiting any more high school freshmen at this stage, just focusing on the transfer portal because he has to replace really valuable players, seniors. It's tough to integrate freshmen and win in the Big East. And Kim English knows that. They're very fortunate with the 2 freshmen this year, Oswin and Ryan Mila. He has two guys signed for next year. They're not going to be his best players. They're going to be add-ins to some transfers and hopefully a core of retention as well.
Yeah, a very important couple games coming up for the Friars and an important couple months coming up for this program as well. All right, Kevin McNamara, as always, thank you for joining us on PC Hoops with Coach Kim English. Coming up after the break, we will have more on the program.